Let me tell you a story about an ant named Alfred. Alfred was a dreamer who one day dreamed a dream better than any other ant could. Alfred had a dream about flying. Everyone was working very hard, he thought, and he wanted to help. Why are we walking our food to the factory when we could just fly the food across? He thought. Alfred could not wait to get to work in the morning. He grabbed a few items from his room and off he went. He ran faster than he ever had before. He knew that his big idea would be the best idea any ant has had in a long time. "No time to talk, Dad. I have to get to work fast," said Alfred. "Hey, kids, I have a couple of ant fact questions for you. 1, are all ants the same? 2, how many different types of ants are there? Let's find out later in the show." When Alfred got to work, he stood upon the tallest rock and yelled out, "Hey, you guys! I just had the most awesome dream!" Everyone gathered around to see what Alfred's dream was all about.
Tell us, Alfred, what was your dream all about?
Asked the ants in the village. "Haven't you noticed how hard it is walking all of that food over to the factory?" asked Alfred. "Of course we have," they all shouted. "I don't think we should have to walk at all," he said.
Well, what are we going to do, Alfred? Fly it over there?
Asked Sam. Sam was second in charge, next to worker Ant John. "That's what my dream was all about. I have single-handedly solved all of our problems with this fantastic idea. We can fly our food across," shouted Alfred. All of the ants laughed at Alfred's idea, and they all shouted, "Ants can't fly, Alfred!" "How can you be so sure?" asked Alfred. "Have you guys ever tried to fly?"
Okay, everyone, let's get back to work,
said worker Ant John. So all of the ants walked away from Alfred, still laughing at his silly idea that an ant could fly. But there was one ant that stayed. His name was Rick. He was Alfred's best friend in the whole ant land. "I believe you, Alfred," he said. "Thanks, Rick. I'll show them that I really can fly." "But how are you going to do that?" asked Rick. "Well, I still have that red cape my mom made for me," said Alfred. "But don't you remember last time you tried to fly? You fell flat on your face," replied Rick. I know, but this time all I have to do is climb a little higher and the wind will carry me as far as I wish," explained Alfred. "Ants have been living on the earth for more than 100 million years and can be found almost anywhere on the planet. You know, it's estimated that there are about 20,000 different types of ants. So I don't want to be the one to brag and all, but they say we're Earth's most successful species. Ants rock!" "Hey, Alfred, let's get back to the movie." Okay, back to the movie. Alfred and Rick went back to his house and found the red cape that his mother made for him. He tied it around his neck and climbed on the tallest branch on the tallest tree in the ant land. "Be careful, Alfred," cried Rick. "Oh, don't you worry about me, Rick. I can fly," he replied. Alfred stood straight up and licked his little ant thumb and stuck it up into the air to see which way the wind was blowing. Then he leaped off of the branch. I'm doing it, Rick! I'm really flying, he said. Way to go, Alfred! Shouted Rick. But suddenly, he began to fall, and fast. Wowee! I'm falling! Shouted Alfred. Rick quickly scurried some soft green leaves from a nearby tree and made a bed for Alfred to fall on. Poof! He landed safe and sound. I wonder what went wrong. Maybe I can't fly, he said. I don't know, Alfred. But that was pretty funny watching you waving your arms about like a silly clown, said Rick. Yeah, very funny, Rick. But all that means to me is that my dream isn't true. I really can't fly. Hey, kids. Have you seen ants with wings before? I'm gonna tell you later at the end of the movie. Alfred, why do you have to wait till the end of the movie? Why can't you just answer the question now? Because they need to wait till the end of the movie for all of the excitement and the fun facts about ants. You know. Well, I think that's just silly, but it is your movie and all, so. That's right. Whatever. Okay, guys, wait till the end of the movie. Rick, that's my line. Oh. You did say it was my movie, so. Yeah. Kids, you'll find the answer at the end of the movie. Oh, boy. Alfred was so sad, and so was Rick. But then Rick came up with an idea. Hey, Alfred, what if we built something? Build what, Rick? Asked Alfred. You know, build something that could help you fly, he replied. That's a great idea, Rick. Thanks a bunch, shouted Alfred. They looked around a trash can and found a hamburger wrapper, dental floss, and a toothpick. They punched a hole in both sides of the wrapper with a toothpick and then tied both ends with the dental floss. That'll do it, said Alfred. And back up to the top of the tree he went. Here goes nothing, he shouted. Alfred leaped off the branch once again, but things were different this time. He was floating through the air. Rick, I'm flying! I'm actually flying! He shouted. Suddenly the wind changed course and sent Alfred miles away from the antland. Oh boy, we've got to think of a plan, said Rick. By the time Alfred made it back home, he was so downhearted about his flying idea that he was ready to give up. But what he didn't know was that when he was walking back home, Rick was already working on his last and final design of the new flying machine. Ta-da! Said Rick. What are you so happy about? Asked a very frustrated Alfred. I'm so happy because I know that you can fly, he said. Didn't you see me just then, floating away like a real loser? Cried Alfred. But you can't quit now, Alfred, because I found what we need to make you fly, explained Rick. Okay, let's see what you've got. Rick found a couple of twigs, a big green leaf, some dental floss, and 2 maple seeds. Rick, I think this just might work. Let's put it together and try it, said Alfred. Alfred and Rick worked very hard at putting together the new and improved flying machine. It was a beautiful thing to see those two working on a project that seemed impossible to do, but they succeeded. This is it, Rick. I hope it works, said Alfred. And off he went, flying through the air over Antland. Hey, everyone! Alfred is actually flying! They shouted from the ground. Hooray! Alfred, you did it! You're flying! I couldn't have done it without the help of my best friend, Rick, he shouted from the sky. And so, Alfred the ant was known throughout Antland not as the ant who thought he could fly, but the ant that could fly. Okay, kids, now it's time to answer all of your questions.
There was only one question, Alfred.
Oh yeah, there was only one question.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate that.
No problem. Glad I can help.
Okay, well, there's a queen ant, and she has wings. And also, male worker ants have wings, and they keep them for a very long time.
Right.
But then you have the worker ants who are wingless, and they are the female ants, and they usually build and repair the nest.
So they don't have wings.
There are so many more wonderful facts about ants. Keep reading and learn as much as you can, kids, and stay positive.
That's it, Alfred?
Yeah.
They had to wait till the end of the movie just to hear you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, keep reading and stay positive. That's great. That is good information, but I thought you were going to end it with a bang. You know, I take the back seat the whole time, and I support you all the time, and that's all you're going to tell the kids?
I didn't know you felt that way.
Oh, brother.
I'm sorry, Rick.
You should say something like, keep reading and learn as much about ants as possible, and stay positive.
I said that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Okay, see you next time, kids.
Yeah, see you next time, kids.